All right, so moving right along to our next Patreon request, and this one comes from Bill McLaughlin, who asked me a pretty interesting topic of how should Angron versus Ghazhkull play out. So yeah, we're going to talk about that. Anyway, but as always, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the third tier. That'll allow you access below. That'll allow you to access to do so. But like I said, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below, so head on over there. Anyway, so as we all know, it is heavily implied that Commissar Yarrick was killed by Angron sometime in 10th edition. And we've never picked up on that plot line because, yeah, Ghazhkull's off doing something else, and Angron got his ass beat by the lion and is now back in the warp. So, don't you just love when Games Workshop and the Warhammer universe just doesn't give you the plot line you want and just leaves a plot line open? Because seriously, if this was a dam made from loose plot lines, there would just be so many holes you'd think it was a brothel in Denmark. Anyway, so let's say, for sake of argument, that that we did get an Angron versus Ghazhkull story. Like, we actually get that. We actually get that Ghazhkull has heard about Yarrick's death and is now like, all right, you gits, let's go get this Angron. Or something of like that. It's always fun to talk Orky. It's so nice to talk Orky. I love doing it. I know it's dumb. Anyway, so here's the thing. I kind of thought about this, is that would Gaz be really that tore up over Yarrick's death? I mean, it's two ways to look at it. Because one, Ghazhkull viewed Yarrick as, the ultimate enemy. Like, the guy, he was he's a good enemy. Good enemies is hard to find. So as he lost that enemy, and yeah, it sucks. So really, you can paint it as two ways for Ghazhkull. One, he's pissed that he didn't get the fight he wanted with Yarrick. Or two, he can say, oh, well, if he can crump Yarrick, then he's the good fight. If you're if his opponent is tough enough to kill who Gaz viewed as the ultimate opponent, then Angron's clearly, the best fight. So either way, Ghazhkull gets to have this big, this big hunt for Angron. Now, the other thing, like I said, the lion decapitated Angron during the Arcs of Omen story arc, which, yeah, that's still going. That plot line, I don't know what's going on there. Why is it that we can't just get a solid story arc? Like, it's so rare in Warhammer these days to have, like, a fucking storyline just kind of end, have a wrap-up. I'm seeing that less and less, and it's really starting to piss me off. Anyway, so let's say Angron gets brought back from the warp. He's now healed up, and he's out maybe hunting for the lion, and Ghazhkull hears about, Angron's maybe on Armageddon or something like that nature, and now you have Angron excuse me, I'm getting really tongue-tied. I'm sorry, I got a fucking headache I'm fighting. And now Gaz just gets the Wa together to hunt down Angron because again, you killed Yarrick, he was supposed to be my fight, but at the same time, I think Ghazhkull would be like, so you Obeilai, does mean you's a good enemy, and good enemies is hard to find. And Angron's just going to be like, kill you! Just, there is no thought, only kill it till it stops moving. So Angron's not going to care. There's not going to be oh shit, check that out. It's going to be like, Angron's just going to be snarling and roaring and things like that, and just seeing a bunch of enemies to kill in the name of Khorne. And that's the thing, is that we can have World Eaters versus Orcs, which I'm surprised we don't get a lot of. You'd think that'd be perfect, right? The idea of Orcs and World Eaters just love to fight. They're doing, it's all in the name of Khorne at the end of the day. So, or Gork and Mork. So really, it's really hard, it's kind of surprising that we haven't gotten that yet. So the idea of like, or the orcs and world eaters, or the world eaters that are like fighting under Angron, Karn could jump in, even though I'm pretty sure he and Angron would get into a fight, but it wouldn't matter. The other thing is too is that it would this would be a battle that would probably span several systems, because I would imagine when Gaz is hunting Angron, he's just going to get all the Wa to just be like, goes out and find this red git and tell me where this is. So they're going to do that. The orcs are just going to go through looking for Angron and trying to find any kind of information they can. And by that, I mean they're just going to they're going to land on a planet, fight people, and then be like, is you seen this guy named Angron? No? Okay, squish. And that's how it's going to play out. Now, let's talk about the actual battle between Gaz and Angron. Like, if we ever get that. Because I'm actually, going to say it right now. I'm pretty sure they're saving Ghazghkull for Leman Russ's return. You know it. I know it. I mean, I know it. You know it. Oh, God, I am so fucked. This headache is killing me. Yeah, it's very clear that Leman Russ is going to be the next Primarch returning. Like, they have telegraphed the shit out of that. And I guarantee you that plotline's going to be left open, just like with Lion still. Yeah. So it's also very clear that with the Space Wolves, they're doing something big, and they also said the orcs are going to play a bigger role in the next edition. So yeah, they're probably setting up, Gaz versus Leman. That's probably what we're getting. When it should be, the fans are like, but the whole thing with Angron, like with the whole thing with Yarrick. That's what we want, not Gaz versus Russ is a pretty interesting fight, but that's not the Primarch we want him to see him fight. Anyway, so Ghazghkull, so an actual fight between Gaz and Angron would actually be pretty cool. I would actually really love to see that. Angron is, a full-on demon prince, and Ghazghkull, I've never seen him fight a, demon prince before. So to have him, he is probably strong enough to hold his own against a Primarch, but a full-on demon Primarch, who knows? It would also have to be, one of them would, in a fight like this, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm right and we do get Russ versus Gaz, I'm pretty goddamn sure they're gonna have to kill, to really, as a big party, or holy shit, Leman Russ is back, they're gonna kill Gaz. Or at least decapitate him again and he just gets a new body. That's how I think it's gonna play out, is that they're gonna, and then, Leman is going to, decapitate, Russ is gonna kill Gaz, and Grotznik is gonna put a new, get a new shiny model for Gaz. I mean a new body, excuse me. I'm not wrong. I think we all know where that's going. So what if we applied that to Angron and Gaz? In an actual fight, these two really do feel matched. But again, I just feel like Angron would... I would give Angron, if I had any say, I would give this just an all-out beatdown. This would just be a Hulk versus Abomination level fight. And in doing so, I would actually have Gaz win and send Angron back to the warp, but his body would be so wrecked that he would have to find Grotznik to, put him back together, or get him a new body. I would have it that, Gaz is just beaten to hell after killing Angron again. Because it's you would have to, again, you literally bring Angron back for this storyline after Lion beat his ass, just to have Gaz do it. So you have to have it, Angron got his shit wrecked. You can't have it be Angron just got soloed. You gotta have it. I would totally have Angron almost killed him. His body's failing, and now Ghazghkull has to sit in the corner for a while, just kind of still being the prophet of Dawa, but he's got to get a whole new body. And at that time, I would even have it that the damage that Angron did to Gaz was so bad that he's barely able to move for months. And now the prophet of Dawa is now got his own Wa starting to be if he can't move, if he can't start getting us to start fighting, then why should he be the leader of Dawa? So I would even have that in a moment where, like, Ghazhkull is now kind of, like, crippled in his own right. So it's kind of almost a win for both, almost. But not really. I'm just making this shit up as I go along. So that's how I would do it. We're never going to get... I would love to see Angron and Ghazhkull, that storyline of, like, justice for Yarrick. But God forbid we get anything of decent other than higher prices for models. Anyway. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below, how would you have the Angron Ghazhkull fight go down? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, I'd like to thank Bill McLaughlin for this Patreon request. And as I said earlier, if you'd like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link in the description box below. Head on over to my Patreon, hit the 3rd tier. That'll allow you access to do so. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.